Welcome to the All Around Joe podcast. We optimize your human performance from my personal experience as an athlete, coach, and all-around self-improvement junkie. On this edition of the All Around Joe podcast, I'm going to be telling you how to sleep like a baby, or teaching you how to sleep like a baby based off of science and what has worked for me in the past and how I track it all to make sure it is working for you. All right, guys, if you need to sleep better or if you are already a good sleeper, these tips will help you immensely because there's no such thing as perfect sleeper. So we can all improve. I actually thought of myself as a really good sleeper my whole life. And we all go in phases. So some things are up, some things are down. But when we can improve and know that we're doing things that are working, that are improved by science, we just keep notching higher and higher. So like here's an example. If we wake up thinking that we had a good night's sleep, we don't really know unless we're tracking it, right? Unless we're using something like the Whoop Strap to track how our sleep actually went and to be able to tell how well we did with deep sleep and REM sleep in the total component of our sleep, as well as amount of time in bed. So all of these things are super important, and anybody who wants to sleep better, wants to recover faster, who wants to think better should be listening to this podcast. This podcast is brought to you by the Get Better Project, which is my at-home daily online workout program where you can do the workouts that I am doing to get in fantastic shape. And those can be either scaled down or scaled up based off of where you are at in your fitness journey. And you get to hire me as a coach. So you can ask me any questions at any time, and I will give you my 20 plus years of experience to help you to lose weight, gain strength, gain fitness, get better at your sport, whatever it may be. I am here to help you with the Get Better Project. It is something that I am so proud of, that I am so excited to share with you every single time I do a podcast and everybody out there. So the Get Better Project, you can sign up for it. It's $40 a month at the getbetterproject.com/getbetter, or you can head over to getbetterproject.com and navigate to the program. If you have any questions about that at all, hit me up. Happy to answer those questions. Joe@thegetbetterproject.com, and I can answer any questions you have about where you're at, if it's right for your goals, if you have any previous injuries, that type of thing. This podcast is also brought to you by Blonix, which is my favorite creatine product. I take the HMB plus creatine every single day, unless I forget, which I am human and I do forget sometimes, but I take their HMB plus creatine, which I think is the best creatine product on the market. I also take their beta alanine product daily, which I think really helps with endurance, really helps with endurance. And you go to Blonix.com and use the code AllAroundJoe to get yourself 10% off all of the Blonix products. So I highly recommend that you check that out, Blonix.com, and use code AllAroundJoe. Last but not least, Inside Tracker is a product that I think that everybody should be using. Inside Tracker is set up so that you go and get your blood tested and you get a snapshot of what it looks like on the inside of your body. And then they take that snapshot of those data points and they correlate it with what you should be eating, what you should be supplementing with, and how you should tackle your lifestyle. So whether or not you need to work out less or more or whatnot to get yourself into better shape, what you need to eat, all of that stuff. It is something that I recommend that every single person does. And if you're questioning what program or what package you should get the one that fits your budget. Simple as that. I usually get the most extensive one, the ultimate package. But if that's not in your budget, get one that's less, that is in your budget. So go to InsideTracker.com. Use code AllAroundJoe to get yourself 10% off. If you have any questions about that as well, let me know. I do my tests every 3 to 6 months to make sure I'm in tip-top shape. And our bodies are evolving. We're doing different things. So we're in different spaces. We're trying different foods, that type of thing. And it's good to know how our body is actually reacting to those things. So there you have it. How to sleep like a baby. Let's jump into this podcast because I think it is very important and you can take away some serious tips right off the bat. And these are not going to be in any particular order, but like I mentioned before, there's no such thing as a perfect sleeper. So whether you think you sleep really well, and even if you track it with like a Whoop Strap or an Oura Ring, then you can still improve. Right? And these are the things that I've used over the years to become a really good sleeper and that I've used to help other people become really good sleepers and that are based off of scientific evidence. All right. So we're going to jump in. I'm going to help you improve. Keep on listening. Let me know if you have any questions. Questions are awesome. Love questions. Oh, and before I get into it, if you like this podcast, head over to iTunes, give me a review. I'm trying to get to 100 5-star reviews right now, and you can go straight there by going to allaroundjoe.com/iTunes. That would be super helpful for me, and I would love you for it. Let me know if you do, and I will read off your review on the podcast. Heck yeah, guys. All right, let's get into this. The first thing, like I said, no particular order, but you should strive to try and do all of these things. But just pick one. I don't want you to get overwhelmed, and go with that. So the first is darkness. Ideally, we're supposed to be sleeping in a cave-like environment. Seriously, cold, dark, not necessarily damp, but cold and dark, cave-like environment. So if your room or your sleeping environment is not super dark, figure out how to make it really dark, okay? You can get blackout curtains. You can just hang up sheets, or sheets might not be enough, comforters. We actually would go and get felt from the fabric store. Lost the word of fabric store there for a second. Go get felt from the fabric store. We would double it up and we would just pin it over our windows. And that worked fantastic. It was super cheap and you had blackout curtains just like that. You also got a little more insulation in the house. And in the van here, we have a blackout curtain material that actually lays over our windows. You can do that, or if you don't want to spend as much money to outfit your complete room, you can get an eye mask. And they have some really nice eye masks these days that are very comfortable. And if you have a partner or something that's not into your complete blackout environment, or they're scared of the dark or whatever, I've actually heard that one before, then you can just get an eye mask, put an eye mask on, and you can get the benefits of having blackout darkness without having to change your environment. So check that out. Oh, I should mention that I'm going to have a lot of links to these things that I recommend in the show notes. So if you go to allaroundjoe.com/218, you can get to all of the links for things that I'm mentioning here in the podcast. So number one was black it out, get darkness, get comfortable with being totally dark. Oh, I need to mention, this includes any devices that you have, leave them outside of your bedroom. It includes digital clocks. It includes those little nightlight things. It includes any kind of light at all that is coming on in your room. Put tape over it, put a towel over it, whatever it may be. You want zero light pollution in your room. Got it? Cool. Next up is to get cold. Cooler is better when you're sleeping. And if you can set your AC or your room temperature to like 68 degrees or below, I actually like it even cooler than that. Ideally, like in the 50s is great where I like to live, and have that be nice and cold. You will sleep better if it is a colder environment. Also, that goes into the comforter or sheets that you're using. A lighter, even though it may feel better to have heaviness on you, a lighter sheet or comforter has been proven to help you to sleep better. So less weight down on you. So keep it cold, keep it light. And 68 degrees Fahrenheit, about 20 degrees Celsius is, or colder is the ideal. Obviously, you don't want to get so cold that you're going to wake up because you don't have enough comforter or warmth to you, but you want to have it colder than warmer. All right, there you go. Be quiet. Yep, I'm still here. All right. So you want to be quiet. If you live in a city or you live in a place where there are obnoxious noises regularly, we say that we get used to them, or people will typically say that, but the typical person is usually not the healthiest person, right? We just have these trends that we get involved with. So getting used to a train or a subway or an ambulance or street noise or whatnot, we can get used to it, but it's not going to be the best scenario. So get some earplugs. All right. Or insulate your complete house so you cannot hear those things, whether it be super double pane windows or however that may be, triple pane. I don't know. But you can do that much easier by just getting used to wearing earplugs while you're sleeping. And this is also great for if you have changed environments, like for travel. So get some nice earplugs that you can put in and get rid of that extra noise that is going to inhibit the sleep quality that you are having. That one's super easy and super cheap. Have a solid nighttime routine. All right, guys, this one is big, and I feel like people have been talking about this one quite a bit lately, mostly because we're so used to watching TV or being on our devices, or iPhones, iPads, Android phones, whatever it may be, smartphones in general. The ideal routine here, guys. Okay, here we go. No devices or TV 1 hour prior to sleep. You can read, but you cannot read on a device. So get a book. You could listen to audiobooks. That's what I do. And you cannot have them 1 hour prior to sleep. All right. You're going to want to have dinner or your food early. And by early, I mean like 1 to 2 hours before you go to sleep. Because if you're using resources of your body to digest as you're trying to sleep, it will not help you to sleep better. And I do realize there are some hard charging athletes out there that need to get in extra calories right before they go to bed. Just know that you might be interfering with your ideal sleep situation if you do that. So if you're one of those people that's having trouble getting to sleep or staying asleep, definitely cut your food or your eating time to 1 to 2 hours prior to going to sleep so that you can get that digestion rolling and ideally really finished or, not totally charged up while you're trying to go to sleep. Next up, if you're the type that likes to hack, there are a few supplements out there that I recommend using that will help you to sleep better. Number one, I like to take 400 milligrams of magnesium before I go to bed. This has been a great supplement for me to help me sleep harder, to sleep longer, to improve my deep sleep on my whoop strap or the reading out from my whoop strap. And the cool thing about this is it used to be really expensive to get magnesium, but I grabbed some magnesium the other day from Trader Joe's for $3 or $2.99 for a bottle about this big. I don't know actually how many pills has in it, but quite a few magnesium pills at Trader Joe's, $2.99. So go to Trader Joe's or go to Amazon, whatnot, just get some magnesium pills and those will help you sleep. Don't be alarmed if you have more vivid dreams. That usually happens to me and people that I've known. But magnesium is something that gets depleted in athletes a lot of times. It can help you sleep and it can help you to get stronger faster, which is really cool because when your magnesium gets depleted and then you bring back up to normal levels, you usually notice a jump in strength. Awesome. The other supplement that I really love for sleeping is CBD. And you can get CBD without THC, so it comes from the hemp plant, but it is not going to be, I believe the word is psychoactive, or I could be saying that wrong, but it's not going to get you high. So you want to have the CBD and you want to take it usually in the afternoon, not right before bed. And you have to take it for a few weeks before you might notice any results. And then you might have to up the dose if you don't have results with it. Most people will get results from it. You just have to nail the right amount of dosage and you have to take it long enough for it to have effect. I've noticed that this is a freaking-tastic way to improve your sleep. CBD has all of these positive effects, and you can go ahead and read up on them on your own. This is not a complete CBD supplement commercial here. This is just to help you sleep. So I really like High Falls extract, CBD oils. I also have some other CBDs here. Koena, Koena, however you say that. I'll get better at saying that because I'm going to be probably advertising some of this to you. CBD is great. I really like. There's a salve here, and we take some tinctures as well, which are the ones that I recommend for sleeping. Get some CBD if you have trouble sleeping. It's highly recommended. Highly, highly recommended. I'm not so into taking anything like tryptophan necessarily. Or melatonin, because specifically melatonin, if you take it for long enough, your body produces it naturally. And if you take it for long enough, it can actually shut down your natural melatonin production. That is not a very good thing. So if you want to take it every once in a while, like I'll bring some melatonin when I'm changing time zones and take that prior to sleep. But I do not take it all the time at all because I do not want to mess with my regular melatonin cycles. So there you have it. If you're the type of person that takes melatonin all the time, take that into account and don't take it all the time. Other tools here. So those first things that I mentioned are what I would call the essentials. And then these are the little other tools you can add on once you have the essentials in place. The first is blue light blocking glasses. So as soon as it gets dark, you would want to put the blue light blocking glasses on. And this will help you with your screens and your devices. So if you are even not an hour away from sleep. So let's say you're going to go to sleep at 10 p.m., but it gets dark at 6 p.m. You put on the blue light blocking glasses at 6 p.m. And then you look at your devices with the glasses on and all of the other polluting lights in your life, and it will help you to sleep better. All right. Blue light blocking glasses. There's a lot of them out there. And I'm going to put some links to them in the show notes here, the ones that I like to use. Next up, relaxing essential oils. So we've been starting to use these quite often. We have a diffuser in the van, actually. I'm not sure if you could see it puffing smoke behind me if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook. But we just go to Whole Foods. We get a little USB diffuser, so we can use it in the van. But you get any kind of diffuser out there, and then you can put essential oils in them. And we go to Whole Foods and just look at, the ones that sound interesting, do some research on them, and pick some for relaxing blends and for also some alertness blends that we'll have in the morning type of thing. But that is something that has some really cool, interesting science and ideas behind it. So we've been testing that one out there. Binaural beats for sleep. So I've been using these for years, and there's an app called SleepStream 2 that works pretty darn good. I've used that one. I've used several others. There's a meditation app that you can use called Calm. It's also good. So these things can help you to get to sleep if maybe you're really amped up or something like that. That's when I would use it. You had like a really hard day or something and you're feeling like you're not ready to go to sleep. Check out some of these binaural beats or meditation calming apps. Those can be great. The Whoop Strap. So I've mentioned this before in other podcasts, but we don't really know how good we're doing unless we're tracking it, whether that be nutrition, whether that be our workouts, whether that be the water that we're drinking, whether that be sleep. So the best way that I found to do that is with the Whoop Strap or the Oura Ring. All right. So I use the Whoop Strap. It will tell you how much sleep you've been getting, the quality of sleep that you've been getting, whether it's deep sleep, whether it's REM sleep, whether it's light sleep, how many disturbances you're having at night. So you actually get to track it. The cool thing about Whoop is we'll give you a recovery score. So it will take a lot of sleep into account for how recovered you are. And you can look at that and see how you're doing, how you're improving, what type of things that we've talked about today are actually making a difference. And know that it might take a few days or weeks or even months for these things to actually help you, but they are scientifically proven to help you. So you just want to see how much they help, and you want to put them as many of them in play as you possibly can in order to optimize your sleep. Remember, sleep is one of the most important things that you can do for yourself, and is one of the things you have the most control over. So sleep a lot, sleep hard, and use these techniques in order to help your sleep better, which is what we all want to, because it will make us feel better, it will make us think better, it will make us have more energy, it will make us live longer. All this stuff is brought back to sleep. Don't get caught up in those old things that people used to talk about, how you don't need as much sleep. That's not true. I don't even know how that got started. It never really jived with me. So I hope that you take this seriously, get your sleep in check. And if you have any questions, let me know. You can email me at joe@allaroundjoe.com, or you can hit up the show notes at allaroundjoe.com/218. Whew. All right, guys. So I hope this is beneficial for you. Last but not least, if you like this podcast at all, head over to allaroundjoe.com/iTunes. Give me a review. I'm trying to get to 100 5-star reviews. Every 5-star review that I get helps me to get the show published out to more people on the iTunes platform, or whatever platform you're on. I would appreciate it. That would be super fantastic. Make sure that you hit the like button, the share button. You can follow me on social media at allaroundjoe. And I would love to interact with you. So if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Subscribing is totally free on all platforms, and make sure that notifications are turned on. All right, guys, remember this podcast is brought to you by the Get Better Project. $40 a month. Join me in my pursuit of getting into amazing shape. The best way to get in shape is with people around you that can help you, that can bring you up. And that's what the Get Better Project is. Go over to getbetterproject.com/getbetter and sign up today. All right. Whew, there we go. I will see you guys on the next podcast. Let me know if there's anything you'd like me to teach you, and I will be happy to do that. The All Around Joe podcast, where we optimize your human performance from my personal experience as an athlete, coach, and all-around self-improvement journey. I will see you on the next podcast.